Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is episode 2 of Read the Room. I am your host, Tim Miller. Episode 1 was cool. I had fun talking to my guy, Nate. This episode, we got Russ Green. We talk about, what else? Race. I mean, but we do talk about some serious stuff, but we also talk about funny stuff. Anytime I get together with Russ, it's a very spirited and intellectual conversation. On his end, not mine. I'm just sitting there learning shit like, huh? What'd you say? Yeah. You're going to notice that in this one, too. I'm doing a lot of like, yeah, you right. You show right. He is one of the funniest dudes that I know that's as militant. He's one of the most militant people in the city right now. He's got good hair. I hate him for that. And check it out.
Like this? Nobody wants that energy in their life.
No.
You know, and I'm not this is the one thing I have learned about marriage is like it's almost rude to be 100% honest in a marriage.
Yeah.
A person can't know everything about you.
I feel like I've heard that before.
To be healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a quote I like this, like, it's one of these, memes are like the new, like Sun Tzu's effectively.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this meme was like, or it was a tweet. She was like, people who pride themselves on being brutally honest oftentimes are more excited about the brutality. Right. And I was like, oh,
then the
damn.
Honesty. Yeah. Who wrote that garbage?
It was a great tweet though, dog. That's powerful, man. Like, I just want to hurt. Like, I just like being savage. I don't care really that I'm telling you the truth.
That sounds very specific though. Because
usually, I
usually,
find it, dog.
But
I
guess if you are a psychopath, if you are like a
psychopath, then
yeah, you do. Like, yeah, I got something to tell you, bro. You know how somebody,
right.
like, you got a friend that's waiting to tell you hey, I'm just being honest,
hateful.
Bro. I'm just being honest. You need to get your teeth fixed. Like, why?
Yeah, like they just want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah. I'm just
but,
being honest, bro. When you gonna cut your hair off?
Like, you've seen all these articles, like, the mean friend is the one that loves you the most. It's a real, the rap is like.
That's some black shit.
It's some black shit, but it's the rap is, I'm calling you out.
Right.
Because otherwise you're never going to hear this. Mm-hmm. And I don't want you out here disrespecting yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're better than this.
Is the mean in like.
The delivery.
The mean.
No, the delivery.
They doing what you call, or are they really mean? Because sometimes I'm asking do you perceive it as mean?
Yeah.
Right.
No.
It's really like a nice person that's saying some real stuff to you.
It's like
real rap.
They don't filter themselves.
Right.
So like a considerate person would be like,
exactly. Okay.
Let me think about how this person might receive this.
Mm-hmm.
Your mean friend is like, nigga, your teeth are fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? They won't take your feelings into consideration.
Right.
The considerate friend has something to tell you that they haven't told you in a while.
Right.
The bunny over there just chilling.
Oh, she does.
I might have to get her on. Might have to get the bunny on camera. Yeah. Leg out.
Yeah.
Water.
She's chilling, man. I'm telling you, a bunny's a great pet, dude. They're their most domesticated animal. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah. It's the nation's most popular pet.
Look at it scratching his ear.
I told you.
I got to get it on camera.
Man.
I can't talk about it without getting it on
adorable,
camera.
Yo. Like,
hilarious.
What's that? They charm you, yo.
Yeah. I gotta. I'm wondering if I should do an intro. I'll just do an intro right quick and then introduce you.
I like what the niggas are doing. Do you listen to Stretch and Babito?
No.
On NPR?
No.
So what they do is
Not
they
yet.
do like a quick, hey, you might hear some words that are going to offend you, and then they roll right into the middle of the interview, like at the good part.
Right.
Like,
they cut out
all
all
the
nonsense.
There's no like Cosby Show dancing theme. Dun, 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 yeah. Right. It's just right.
That dude. People hate on Cosby, but that show,
quality.
Best. I mean, not best, but up there.
It's two things that happen to the culture. It's Cosby Show and the Obama presidency. Like
True.
the Obama family and the Cosby Show put the culture on their shoulders, dog. Like
I mean,
here we go, guys.
but
we're gonna believe.
But for black shows,
Yeah.
Thursday night was Black Show night. It was Cosby Show.
Okay.
During the 80s, it was the Cosby Show and
Different world.
Different World.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I know my parents love me. Stand behind me come one day.
How did they get Aretha Franklin to do that, dog?
I don't know.
That's that star power,
And
dog. Like you can just like draw, like go to your back belt,
But
like
that's how like that's how powerful that show was.
Yeah,
it was
man.
like back then it was like, hey,
of course Aretha's
hey,
gonna do this.
Bill Cosby. Exactly. Bill Cosby wrote this show is a sister show to the Bill Cosby show. And Aretha was like, let me do. She sang, she auditioned. She sang the response
Right.
to what they said. Like, let me do the show. She was singing another song. Doom, 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 doom,
Is it Aretha Franklin or is it Patti LaBelle?
It does sound like Aretha Franklin. I thought it was Aretha Franklin. I might have to look it up.
It could be either one of them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But who was the girl, Jaleesa? Dawn something?
Don Richardson.
Dawn Robinson.
Don Robinson's the one from In Vogue.
Is it Dawn Richardson?
The one that was in
Because she ain't done nothing else.
She did the movies with the Wayans brothers, or at least Keenen Ivory Wayans. She did the joint where she's on her period and she turns into the demon. Don't remember that joint? What is I'm Gonna Get You Sucker? You never saw that?
No.
What? Dog, please tell me.
I saw a lot of it.
I'm Gonna Get You Sucker? The movie where the chick is like, oh, since we're being honest, and she takes off her like leg and shit. That movie.
I saw that one. Yeah, I saw that.
That's
part.
I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
I saw parts.
Okay.
See, that's one of the movies I saw parts of. There are some black movies that I haven't seen though.
We talked about this, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
I thought it was
Heartbeats.
unbelievable. You got to stop saying that publicly.
I
Just
do.
edit that out. Just there's no way.
I haven't seen 5 Heartbeats.
Wow, dog. I almost want to stop this interview because
Black
it's
people are
it's on
unsubscribing
Netflix
right now.
Yeah,
Black people are unsubscribed.
There should
I
be
mean,
a
you
ticker
can just go
that shows you the number of black
right.
people.
Just the subscriptions. Luckily, I got all white people that subscribe. Thanks, white America.
You bring the whites, I'll bring the blacks, and we'll have it. We'll have all of them.
You got the good hair.
Right?
You bring the.
I
Black
got the
people ain't
naps. I got the
sympathetic.
4C.
Black people,
I
white
got all
people are
that.
sympathetic to hairlines, to bad hairlines. So, like a bald head black dude, I'm in. You got to have some good hair to get the black crowd.
Dog, I think.
But yeah, that was Thursday night. And then in the 90s, whatchamacallit was the show. It was Martin and Living Single.
Yeah.
Thursday night. And then right after that, on Thursday night, was New York Undercover.
New York Undercover was so important,
Bruh.
man.
That
Like,
show.
It brought two communities together, dog.
Two of them. Yeah.
Like we were like, yo, black and brown.
Yep.
Nigga, we're unstoppable.
Yo, you know we fuck with y'all, right?
Right. Y'all
Yo,
did?
yo.
Like, y'all did?
I thought we had a
This
beef.
whole time?
No.
No, we
You
both
hear that
struggled.
saxophone in the
You know, we like Congos too. You know what I'm saying? We
like
both,
y'all like Congos? Yeah, nigga.
we've been doing this Puerto Rican jazz shit
Yeah.
for like a decade.
We with you. We with you. What was the dude? Michael De Lorenzo
Yeah.
and Malik Yoba.
Malik Yoba. Did
Mm-hmm.
you see that? Did you see that savage ass tweet about Malik Yoba?
Mm-mm.
It said Malik Yoba looks like God was like. Wait, what you said? It said
Who said it?
I feel like God finished making Malik Yoba, and then he clapped his hands and it was like, all right, time to get serious, and then made Idris Elba.
Malik Yoba was practice. That's what I was gonna say. He
Like,
was
he was
the
like Clay.
He was the 90s.
He was like the draft.
What is that type of brother that's not necessarily good looking, but not
he was very good looking
not
back
a
then.
bad looking brother.
No, I think it's
Right?
this.
I know we judging brothers right just so we can.
Okay,
but we're pretty.
there's a
yeah.
iconography. I can't say this word. There's very much something that's emblematic of a black sexual prowess that is the tall, dark, and handsome. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
he's tall, he's
Tall.
strong. He's not tall, I don't think. Malik Yoba.
Malik
I don't think he's a tall person.
average. He's like 6'2",
Okay.
maybe.
So for women, the rule is what, 6'4"?
Actually, he might
Tall.
be shorter than
I think
that.
he's like a 5'11" dude.
5'11". He's
well,
5'11", 6 foot.
I'm trying to think of the Tracy Morgan show and how tall he is compared to him on that, because Tracy Morgan's not.
That's
tall.
what I'm thinking of too. I'm thinking of the show he's on right now with the girl from. Did you ever watch Dexter?
Dexter, the murder show.
Yeah.
See, I can't
guy
watch
that
shows
killed-
like that because.
It wasn't scary though.
But it's not that. I
That's
just
why I
have
didn't watch
no desire to watch white people killing. I've seen it for centuries. Like, I don't need to see that anymore, dog. Like, it's not entertaining me to
Bring
me.
your symbolism to
It's just,
it, man.
That's what I'm saying about Malik Yoba. He's represented. Also, there's like the black buck. You know what I'm saying? The black buck is something that's thematic in cinema and TV. And so, like, anybody that's emblematic of that is going to come with a sex appeal. And like at that time in the 90s, there was like,
that's what I was going.
It's like what Charlie Murphy talks about.
Who's the other one?
I mean, there was
It's just
countless
him.
cats in that time.
Really?
Yeah, I
Black
mean,
Buck,
like
Malik Yoba,
dark skin.
what's his name?
Wesley Snipes was that
Wesley
nigga back
Snipes.
then. Like,
there's different levels to it. What's his name?
even
Who was on the
fucking
show?
ugly ass Bokeem Woodbine was getting love back then.
Hakeem
You know what I'm
Woodbine.
saying?
There was another one though.
Who?
Can't remember. I think his name is Malik too.
Malik.
He was Future in 8 Mile.
Oh, Mekhi Phifer.
Mackay, that's right.
Yeah,
Mackay
yeah.
Pfeiffer.
He was bald headed. Oh, he was bald headed in a whole bunch
I
of
think
shit.
so. Yeah.
Because he was bald headed in Clockers.
Yeah, and he was in whatchamacallit too. He was in.
He was in Paid in Full, but he wasn't bald headed then.
Really?
Paid
I
in Full was the joint with him and
never saw
Wood Harris.
Never saw Paid in
Stop
Full.
saying this shit out
I never
loud,
saw Paid in
dog.
Full, bro.
How?
See, that's the thing, right? If it's too, I saw Above the Rim.
Yo, what he say?
I
Yo,
saw
pull your
House
skirt
Party.
up, B. You never saw that joint, man?
No, never. I saw State Property, and I didn't see Paid in Full. I hear people making reference to Pay Full all the time, and I'm like,
Paid in Full is
Never
so
heard it. Never saw
legit. It's scary, dog.
really?
Like this scenes in the movie, like you feel them, dog.
Is it so? It's like a real. That's like Rockefeller's
It's based
movie,
off of
right?
a real.
Rich Porter.
I don't know who the people are, but it's based off of real events,
Because
like real
I
people.
just never saw anything about it. It
It is a
reminds
hood
me
classic.
I saw Clockers. I saw
Clockers was a Spike Lee film, though. So Spike Lee film is going to be,
Really?
yeah. Clockers is going to be right at the precipice of like even if you're a surface level black,
yeah.
like that's right there. You know what I'm saying? Anything's Spike. You know what I mean? Like there's layers to everything,
Right.
and some people are at a like profound level of blackness where you're like, I don't even want to go there. I'm not there yet. Like I was raised with that Negro. Like my dad was the Hotep prototype. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm not. There's certain layers that I won't go to. Like there's people that email me now with like their conspiracy theories and the things that they do
Right.
that make
Based
me
off-
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, dude, you gotta go outside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can't work with white people thinking like
You
this.
gotta right. That's my thing is like you can't. We gotta work with white people.
We don't
It's
have to work with white
going
people.
to-
This is the other side. Okay, so like I was having this conversation the other day. So
We work in
everyone
government, though.
was hitting me. We work in government, yeah.
Right. That's
but
what
the
I mean.
government is full of black folk,
It is full of black folks.
and that's like
full of black
because
folk
of
that
Marion
work
Barry. You know what I'm
for white
saying?
people.
Like okay, like I think we were talking about this before. Like why people love Marion Barry because he created blacks in government,
Right.
right? And that created a black middle class
Right.
in this region, which is one of the most expensive regions to live. So you have black people that are very excited in places they have never been before.
Okay.
With money they've never had before, with opportunities. Because if you can buy a house in a certain neighborhood, you're going to a school in that neighborhood. Your kids are being educated for the first time in ever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
like you're not dealing with underfunded, underperforming schools, overcrowded schools, schools that they're trying to close, schools that they don't turn on the AC in the summertime. You have a whole different cachet of things that you're afforded.
You're not dealing. You're also not like.
And
Oh, what do you do? I'm trash company. What do you do? Oh, I do. You're not dealing with jobs. You kind of are, but they're higher level.
well, even with that,
jobs.
there's honor in work, right?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
like whatever
That's what
you
I mean.
have to do to provide for your family, 100%. You know, our community should be behind it. But what I'm
Right.
saying is, there are things that otherwise your children would never have been afforded had it not been for government work.
Right.
Right, like a benefits package where you had a pension, where you could be like, I'm gonna save up all my leave for 6 months,
Yeah.
and then retire, and then take all this and take my family somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or like a guaranteed gig that you couldn't like you would have to shoot somebody to get fired from. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like where they had laws to protect you from the full force of white supremacy and racism, misogyny, you know what I'm saying, sexism. Like that's what all that Title VII shit is. That's why government is so important to black people.
Not the full force, just a little bit of it now. They white people figure out a way to oppress. Boy, they are good at that shit.
Because that's all they had.
They figure out a way. Yeah. Right now, there's a big fear of like losing control.
But they never had.
And it's like,
so the thing is
you're
like
not losing control. You're not losing control of yourself.
Right.
You're losing control of the rest of us. They have a fear that they're gonna lose control of themselves. It's like, we don't want control of you.
No, I don't think that's.
You don't think that's a fear?
You. I think their ultimate fear is that they're just not relevant, right? Like, okay,
Interesting.
like
You think because they're not
white
cool?
people had to. Okay, white people created the game.
Uh-huh.
Then they created the rules for the game,
Right.
and then they like established which people could play,
Right.
right?
Right.
And then we still beat them at the game,
We still, yeah.
and that's infuriating.
Right.
If I did everything to control this situation,
To win. If I did everything
so
to win.
I could win, and you won,
still
it's like
winning.
going to a casino and hitting big.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
like
like
we
if
have all
the
these
casino's
cameras,
like-
we rigged all these dice,
Bruh.
we make you drink all night for free.
How are they winning? It's like, they're just really lucky. Like, no.
No, we're just
They're cheating.
exceptionally skilled. Right?
They are cheating. And we're going to get to the bottom of this cheating shit.
And
It's like, no, maybe people are starting to realize how shitty things have been for them, and they're starting to say, hey, listen, we don't want to get treated like garbage anymore.
ultimately,
Can you not do that?
Black people, that's our like most ardent desire, is just to be left the fuck alone.
Really, to be left alone.
Just leave us the fuck alone.
Can we not just be, we don't want, and it's really too far now. Like, it's really gone too, the people that are poor, the people that are going to rob you, they're going to rob you anyway. You can't like, no, stop. We donated to a school. I'm still broke, nigga. It didn't reach me. I'm not at the level yet.
I think the other side of it, plainly,
It's
if you
a long
think about
way.
what drives what like this anger in white people, it's the self-hatred. It's
Not all of them, just a lot of them.
It's the self-hatred. It's this realization that they've never truly been afforded what white promised them. Right?
White. The idea of white.
The idea of whiteness. The
Yeah.
concept of whiteness.
Right.
They've never been that. They
Right.
didn't get to enjoy it at its peak, where you could butcher someone
Right.
and go have a sandwich.
That's hilarious.
dog.
You think that white people,
You know what I'm saying?
you think white people think about like,
Well, man, me and Romaine talked about this. He said white people used to go get a nigga,
yeah,
set them on fire, cut off their body parts, and take pictures with the shit.
Yeah.
Mail the body parts like, keepsakes to their family members, and then take like pictures with the body. Like, look,
Right.
nigga, we was out here cooking.
I want to do a sketch. I don't know if this has happened before, or if I feel like it, because the idea came to me so quickly, I may have seen it or heard it, but I want to do a sketch where it's an old black,
talk about on
it's
this?
a grandfather.
Save it, dog.
Yeah, why? I can cut it out.
Okay, yeah.
But there's an old grandfather, and we used to go down to the store, and then these white people would bother us, and they gave us such a hard time. Y'all lucky to be living today.
Right.
And then
Come on downstairs, baby.
it cuts to a white family, like a white grandfather. Well, those dirty, nasty, disgusting. Oh, we used to have so much fun back in them days. Y'all missed out. Like,
Right.
I want to see that where it's the
dichotomy
different.
between-
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Our time is now, like more than ever, because like, okay,
Just to be
we
left
don't have to
alone.
decide, or more so, we can decide we don't want to work with them, and win.
Work. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is a comedian.
yeah. We're doing it by the numbers.
Yeah.
There's a joke every 20 seconds because otherwise, how would I get your attention?
Right. As opposed to just kind of being like having a conversation with the audience. So just a one-sided conversation where I have an entertaining point every few seconds.
Or they're engaged enough to listen.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like, I think Sean Big Hunt has created an engine where there's an established etiquette that they're going to listen.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And it's kind of interesting to think about that dynamic with us, like in the shows we produce, where it's like, there's no guarantee they're going to listen.
Yeah.
Unless you command attention.
Right. Unless this happens, unless you get, and if they take anything wrong,
yeah,
you got to dig out of that.
Or even like a lot of what I would face initially was like, sure, that's a great point, but it's not funny. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, we all agree with that.
Right.
But we're not laughing.
I think a lot of smart people, that's what they experienced first, like when they first start doing stand-up.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And they go, oh, I have to be funny. Like being right isn't always funny.
Right. Or like you would have thought that because I think with the white audiences, when you're white facing,
right,
like you're bringing things to them that are largely novel because they're so unwoke.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, oh, I never thought about that.
I never thought about it from that angle. Yeah. Yes. It's interesting.
So black people like, we live this. We live this every day.
We know. Yeah. If you bring it up to them, they go, shh, yo, I remember that.
That's the other thing Eddie said in his Comedians and Cars. He was like talking about his joke process. And he's like, I would be talking to my friends and family and I would say something funny. And I'm like, oh, I need to write that down. That was really funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Versus someone who's like sitting in their house with a pad and a pen, Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld, right. Mm-hmm.
Like tactician.
Yeah.
Like, okay, why is this idea funny?
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say it first. I always say the thing first.
Yeah.
And if I laugh at the thing, then I'm doing it.
Right.
The jokes that I tell that I kind of wrote or kind of like pieced together are my more like, okay, I have to remember this.
Right.
Whereas the ones that I just thought of and they kind of just flow off my tongue because that's how they came to me anyway, So
I think that's
just the initial,
or why a lot of people think they could be comedians, because they have like the person that comes to like a dinner party with their set, like what they want to talk about and their story they tell all the time. And,
right.
Oh, Jan, tell them about the time that, like that kind of, I'm saying that person.
Yeah. I don't know how many times I'll see somebody either at work or something, and then I'll see them somewhere else. And then they'll tell the story to a group of people that they just told. It's like, so this is it's like my set.
Act, right?
This is my set for the week, right? And I'll tell these jokes. I thought of this over the weekend, and this is my new set for the week or the month or whatever. How often do you run through sets? Like, do you have, this is my 5 minutes, 5 minutes that I'm happy about.
Like when I'm on
stage? Do you do that? Yeah.
But my process is like, I have bullet points.
Right.
Like, if this needs more energy so that we can deal with what I'm addressing. Yeah. Like the underlying theme that I came in here, like if something happened in the culture I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about it. Right. And typically, and this I actually learned this from you, like just go out there and say it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I'll just go right off rip because I notice where my energy is. That's dangerous. And otherwise, the energy would be dormant. Like we were talking about earlier about the potency of it. Yeah. Versus like when it becomes dormant.
It's dangerous.
So like, I learned to start doing that. But in the beginning, like a lot of what my process is and has been is like bullet points. Like if I need to pepper this some more. Like I feel like it's a recipe what we're doing out there. Like I like to cook, so I'll be experimenting in the kitchen. That's what I do with the audience. Like I want to experiment. Oh, this needs more pepper. You taste it and like it's not flavorful enough. I'm gonna put some more pepper on it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I try to do. Yeah. With like those are the bullet points of my jokes. But largely I'm trying to read them. Right. Use the insight that I have. Use the intuition that I have. And have that funny conversation that you would have with anyone else.
Exactly.
With particular people in the audience. Right. And a lot of like
pick them,
particularly white comics, they've had to establish what we do naturally and organically as a thing. Right. Like they have to call it, this is crowd work or this is improv. Right. And that's what we have naturally. Like we just have that. Like I can talk to somebody, we can play to dozens. We can bounce ideas off each other. We can improv ideas together.
Yeah, I think
workshop.
That's a introverted I'm more comfortable talking to people like I'm saying something to them on stage
Yeah, exactly.
than I am talking to them outside of that.
Really?
Yeah, my ideas that I get on stage that I've thought, like I thought of something earlier today. I would rather say it to somebody that's sitting and watching me perform
Than the public.
than just somebody that just met me, or
Well, that's
because that's where I'm extroverted, is on stage.
no. I hear you.
I've gotten better at it. Like
Did you see that? See, it's like
now
all
it's
of a sudden
working.
working.
Yeah. The dishwasher just turned on. He pushed the button 25 minutes ago.
At least 25 minutes
Yeah.
ago. No, but it's like largely my aunt, who's been blowing me up this whole
Right.
recording.
Right.
She's been telling me since I was like 7, like, you have no filter.
Yeah.
And so I would go to everyone and say whatever came to my head.
Yeah.
And that was very transferable to comedy.
Yeah,
But-
because yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But it's almost, I would get a lot of flack from people that were more tactful,
Yeah.
particularly like my wife. Like,
But what flack though?
like
What do you
just-
think the flack was
the
from?
flack was their perception.
Yeah.
Like their self-image was being threatened. Like, I don't want to be perceived this way.
That's yeah.
And you're behaving in a way that makes other people perceive me in a way.
Right.
And because you're behaving like this and you're my person,
Mm-hmm.
my perception, my reputation
Oh, I see what you
is
mean.
being threatened. Right?
Okay. I
And
thought
so
it
it's
was
like I was like, I don't give a fuck what people think about me. Always. Like, I may
Right.
never see you again. You know what I'm saying? Like that
True.
kind of shit. And I would take that energy everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Even like the workplace, which is, come on, Russ, you gotta,
Right.
a certain mask you have to wear.
So you wouldn't change it up
I actually liberated myself.
when you not completely,
Yeah.
but change it up in different situations.
Nah, it's something like Tony Wood said to me. He was like,
That's crazy.
you're not gonna have the same conversation with your grandmother that you would with your sister. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like,
Of
you're not
course.
gonna say that the same way. So why are
Right.
you trying to treat the audience like that? Like,
Right.
so that's like when we talk about reading the room. You know what I'm saying? A
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of that came from like, oh, this is an audience full of white dudes.
Right.
They've never had to consider anyone else's perspective or point of view,
Uh-huh.
or they've never thought about it.
I mean, that's the whole point. Just to break down, I mean, not to get too, inside baseball or whatever. That's the whole point of the podcast. Really, is the fact that I've had to, and I think this is with a lot of black men. I've had to I'm a black dude from Waco, Texas, that's gone from a southern town to DC,
Quasi-Southern town.
area,
Yeah.
Virginia, DC, kind of East Coast, kind of Southern. But in all of these different situations, it was military one part, there was another part where I was working in the office, and I've had to not change myself completely,
Yeah.
but have the grandma conversation and have the sister conversation. But I've had to have the grandma, sister, white woman, white guy, like I've had to change how I interact with everybody based off of what I've learned, as opposed to just going off of what I was taught, growing up. And I feel like for me as a black man, I think we have to do it more than anybody does.
But I guess I'm having trouble following if you're talking about like code switching, or if you're talking about like
A little bit.
being mindful of the opportunity cost of talking to that other person. Like, am I
A little
gonna
bit of all of
offend?
that.
Should I be considerate?
It's a little
What's
bit.
happening? What could I lose?
It's a little bit of all of that,
Okay,
really.
okay.
Because
Which is a
of
large
course
part
at
of what
work-
code switching is.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
when I'm at work, you're code switching. When I'm at
Right.
work, it's the same thing when your mom would answer the phone when you were little, and she'd be like, "You motherfucker, y'all get y'all shit together." Hello, this is Doris. Mm-hmm. You put this. Get your ass. You know how they talk
There's
with
a
their mouth.
video of this.
You get your ass over there.
This
and you
is just to
just-
write for Essence.
Mhm.
And Jamila, I can't remember her last name. She went to Howard.
Mhm.
Real dope. You know what I'm saying? Like just very much on like she's hyper aware of this place and time we are about confronting the full force of white supremacy, the full force of, the sexual oppression of women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Gender oppression. And so she's being called a lot to be on like MSNBC and
Right.
CNN to be a talking head. And she's, because she's a single mom and because, her daughter is a child,
Right.
she has to bring her places. She doesn't always have
That's funny.
the right, backup. You can't just trust anybody with your kid. So
Yeah.
she's shooting this video from her house, and her daughter like starts acting up in the middle of the video, and she like goes to like shake her and like gather her.
Right.
And you see her face switch up, and
Yep.
then she like gets back into the game mode.
Is it on YouTube?
It's all over Twitter.
Okay.
You gotta get on Twitter for real, man.
I'm on Twitter. I just don't.
You gotta
go
go inside.
I'm Instagram and Facebook, which
That makes you a baby boomer.
I am.
You're a baby boomer, dog.
I try to do the joke where I'm like, I'm an exennial. Nigga, I'm a ex-boomer, nigga.
It's tweeting.
I'm not with the young.
I've talked about Sarone with this so many times. Like tweeting is work, dog. You have to be.
Because you have to come up with
Do it.
content.
Yeah.
You got to do it too.
You got to really do it. It's got like you have to be engaged. And
You can do it though. I mean, you can really.
You know
can
what
really
I got tired
do,
of? I got
do
tired
all.
of seeing my shit appear on late night.
Really?
Someone told me that a joke that I wrote on Twitter within an hour was on late night.
Really?
And I was like, nah. And then they sent me the bit. And I was like, this shit is almost word for word. And I remember Jay Leno said, like, if you want to be a joke writer, you can submit a joke to my show and I'll pay $50 per the joke. And I always thought about that. But then, like, Issa, Donald Glover, Jordan Peele popped within the last few years. And there was, their writing rooms, the people who write in their rooms were like, hey, guys, I know that you love, being on Twitter and getting likes and going viral. But please be aware that all of this viral shit is getting ate up
jacked.
in the writer's room. So please, if you want to contribute free ideas that I will profit from, please go.
Continue.
And I was just like, I'm just gonna lurk. That's when I changed my whole Twitter profile up. Like, instead of like just being out there with the content, I would just lurk and retweet. And that's largely what it is now. Like, if you are following me, it's almost like you're following me on Instagram. Like, this is the story I want you guys to like be aware of, what I think is funny. And then when you come see me, we can address it there. But I'm not until I put my product out there. You're not just about to just eat off of me, dog. I can't do it. Like it's
and
so
there's
much.
so many accounts doing that.
I've seen the same joke from a month prior.
Yeah.
On someone else's profile with more likes, more retweets. Like,
Depends on how many people they have.
But the problem is with this culture more than anything is like, it's almost like the youth didn't take the same like writing classes that we did that said plagiarism is a sin. Like,
they don't give
this.
a shit about plagiarism.
Like, you literally have to just tag the person's name who created it.
The only person that they care about, only people they care about plagiarizing, if they don't like you, then they'll come after you. Like Amy Schumer or Aziz Ansari. They said he stole some stuff too.
Okay.
And I was like,
can we talk about stealing real quick?
Did he steal it? I mean,
there's no way in our culture now, with the amount of information that's shared, that you're not going to hear or digest or not glance your eyes across something that someone else did.
Somebody said that about my set too, my Clusterfest set. They said a couple things were. I heard that by somebody else. I read them comments, right?
I don't know why you like to read the comments.
I read them damn
They're
comments.
They're full of like the most vile people on earth.
200,000 views. That right
First
there.
First of all, let's do an applause break for that, dog.
Thank
Get
you,
him, son. Get out there.
But
DC Comedy
that's
was
so
like
many.
Tim.
I know.
Tim.
But that right there is the pressure of being the one that went. Like I said, it's only gonna last another month.
Stop saying that. Words have power. Don't put it in the word. Don't put it in the earth.
I'm bullshit. But I had to read those comments because it's
why though, dog? It's the worst type of people.
It's more about. But that's the thing. I can cancel out the crazies, which this person was, because they said, I heard that same thing on this other thing, and he got on the same shirt as Dave Chappelle had on. And I was like, that shirt does look like a shirt that Dave Chappelle had on. Right. It was a baseball shirt.
But I think
and it's like, this is what we globbing onto.
I think our generation of comic, is that fair? Like, it's almost impossible not to have Chappelle's influence.
Exactly. Well, not his influence.
Have Tony Woods' influence.
Yeah.
Have, Greer Barnes' influence.
I think.
Have, like.
The influence is one thing.
Are so incredible.
I can really be, if I'm being honest, I can say, if people don't watch me or people have seen me, I think a lot of people would say that. I've heard it a lot.
Okay.
I'm a skinny, bald, black dude.
The Chappelle thing.
Yeah, the Chappelle thing.
But I think
that's not what they were saying. They were saying that bit that he just said
is that
I heard somebody else do, and I'm like, bro,
perhaps
if you heard that somewhere else,
right?
Tell me.
Let me know. Yeah.
Let me know,
because I need to do some.
I need to go. I need to take this off. Right. I thought this was an original idea that I came up with.
Right.
That's fine. I think that happens quite a bit. I've heard people do jokes that I've done before, and I'm like, yo, I thought that was right.
It doesn't
matter.
matter.
Whatchamacallit to me.
Okay, but this is the best way I can explain.
Intellectual property is what's.
But there is none of that anymore. Right?
I don't think so.
The notion of it. Okay, so
the notion of it. No.
The notion of it, sure. But the actual legitimacy of it, nah. It's like I was watching this Netflix documentary on tacos. Taco Chronicles or something, yo.
I tried to watch it. It's all subtitled.
Oh, you don't like the subtitle? Subtitles like the cleavage of the show. Like you don't need to, but you can't help but look at it. Like
I tried to watch it. I tried to be like, I'm going to, but every few seconds I had to let me roll this back so I can see what he just said, man, because I missed. Tacos de carbon, or what was he saying?
El pastor.
El pastor.
Yeah.
I was like, that sounds delicious. It looks good.
But they said something like,
I wish
we're
somebody
all
knew
making
English.
the same taco.
Yeah.
It has the same ingredients.
Yeah.
But each of us puts our own flavor, our own culture, our own whatever.
Yeah, the one
and
dude
it's a
was
lot of
chopping pineapple off the top and letting it fall.
Like
on
people
there.
love Puff Daddy,
Look
right?
cool. Yeah.
Puff Daddy sampled all the hits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
That's a lot of what hip hop is.
It's sampling.
Sampled,
that's our generation.
But it is taking it and doing something else with it. Whereas these kids, not kids, some people, fat Jewish, some of these
Is LeBron James going to do the finger roll? Is he going to do Dr. J's the finger roll deck? Of course, right? People haven't. There's no way you're not going to be like. Okay, everybody has to dribble a basketball. Everybody has to shoot.
Right.
Everybody has to take a perimeter shot.
Right.
Right. But LeBron, who's a big man, you know what I'm saying, who's going to be in the action. He has to do certain moves to finesse it, and he's learned those finesse moves from other stars. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all taking those type of skills to the stage.
Right.
Right? If the bit is a bit that someone's heard, to like to your point, there's come on, like, have some class. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, don't put people's shit out there. Like, that's crazy. And definitely don't claim it as your own. But I thought more so you were saying like you weren't aware.
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
And beyond that, like, if you're not aware, how is it stealing? You know what I'm saying?
That's my point.
But that's what white people say too.
That's my point.
They're like, what do you mean? I thought we were rocking cornrows. We thought we invented this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that's a little bit of willful ignorance, though.
Okay, if someone brings something to your attention,
right,
and you go, wow, that's dope.
Yeah.
Right? You don't know that it was offensive to wear that joint as a costume. You know what I'm saying? Moms and dad just put you in this, Indian feather joint, man.
How long we been doing that? How many white people have been offended by a black person's costume? To go back to your point about relevance, right?
Never ever.
To go back to your point about when's the last time there was a thing in the newspaper where a white person he wore that John Rocker Atlanta Braves. I'm trying to think of a white
person's thing. You know what? White people do a lot of.
You've never heard that story before. Every Halloween, there's a story of some person dressing up like
a black person.
Some white person dressing up like a black person.
Right.
a
An
Native
indigenous
American,
person, yeah.
an indigenous person. Is that what we're saying now? Indigenous. Can
We're
you
saying
still
First
say Native
Nation.
American? First
you're
Nation.
saying indigenous.
Indigenous.
You're saying there's so many different terms for.
Can you? But
for
you
them.
can't. Can you still say Native American isn't offensive? It's just not the new thing to say.
Are we gonna go to this deep level of black? Okay, so America was an actual woman's
Okay.
name,
Okay.
a black woman's name,
Right.
and
I thought it was named after Amerigo Vespucci.
no, I'm sure that's,
See, that's
another
the last.
lie.
That's the white.
Yeah, it's another
history
lie. It's
that
like
I
Christopher
learned.
Columbus and like discovered America. That type of shit.
history that you learn, brother.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, so we were all walking around with a book of lies, right? That we
Yeah.
That's, the narrative has been established,
That we learn from.
but
Made A's in.
the deep level of blacks,
Social
they
studies.
talk about the Olmecs, right?
Yeah.
These big heads that they found all over the Americas,
Right.
and they were clearly, Negroid.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, they were here before Columbus, right?
Right.
And so something that I would like run into when I worked at the airport, right? Like I would meet, First Nation people, and I would be like, yo, what was America called before the white man came? And they would all have a different story.
Yeah, of course.
Like a lot of people would call it like Turtle Island. You know what I'm saying? So there's a source material, right? So like I'm trying to bring this back around, but it's like if we're learning from the people who largely have been told a lie and bought it, we're not learning anything. We're just regurgitating lies. But
Right.
if we go to the source, which is us, and we say, hey man, like is this accurate? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, is this something that I've created? Like, is this something that's out there? And if it is, I want to know. So I'm not just regurgitating lies, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And walking with it as like it's my truth. So I think the spirit that you came up with it is that wanting, desiring to be earnest and accurate,
Right.
not concerned about like honestly what this individual commenter said. Like you're just like, oh, maybe I need to know. Maybe this person is like, like checking me up. Like, oh,
No, no.
were you aware?
No.
It wasn't like a by the way, were you aware? It was like, nigga, you are.
He was. Yeah. It was one of those things where he was talking to the rest of whoever would read it, and he was saying,
You mean
this
all
dude,
commenters?
right?
All of
This
them?
dude stole, but I would say most of the comments were like,
Resoundingly positive.
yeah, cool. Most people are cool. And I knew that was the case. I just would read comments on other people's stuff, and I would just go like, man, how do you handle this stuff?
But people love drama though.
They're
Dog.
these people are so, it was some crazy people. And they put that video, some of the videos were cut in a way to where they put the video on Facebook, and they cut it to where I say, gay people don't go to Chick-fil-A. They cut it at that line,
Whoa.
which means like gay people don't go to Chick-fil-A. My black ass is going to Chick-fil-A. You know the joke.
Yeah.
I assume you do. But
Of course I do.
you
dog.
can't cut that joke to that part.
See, but
You gotta cut the context of the joke is set before that.
Can I offer?
And it was, of course, it was some people in them comments
Can I offer
that
to
were
you that
were like,
this has been my biggest fear
gay
of
people
media?
do go to fucking Chick-fil-A, Timothy.
But they weren't.
It was some
They
people
just
in
needed
there.
to say that.
Some people were crazy. Some people were legit like, I still don't get. It was one dude in there. I actually answered him.
Did you?
I was
Tim,
like,
why?
"You
dog?
damn right I did," because he was like, I really don't. Because other people were trying to help him.
I'm so offended by this.
I really don't understand the antithesis of.
They have the
jo-
Tim Gunn
They-
voice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You read it in Tim
What
Gunn
do
voice?
you mean when you talk about gays not going to? I just
As a
don't
proud
get
cis
joke.
gay man,
right. And I was like,
find
listen,
it deeply offensive
the
and hurtful.
context of the joke is not. They didn't cut it in here. The context of the joke is before. Have a good day.
But
Or
that's
something like that.
always been my concern about those contracts that you write, like
Mm-hmm.
that you sign,
Uh-huh.
that says you're selling this material to us.
It's selling it. Yeah.
You sold it to us now. We cut
Right.
you this check. We brought you here. We put you on this platform.
Right.
You get to sit on our network.
Right.
But it's our shit now. Mm-hmm. And
We cut it how we want to.
we can do whatever we want to.
They cut it good on
Indefinitely.
YouTube.
Does it still say indefinitely, like from now and forever? It's not like a period.
Yeah.
Like it's like, this is ours now.
Unless somebody complains about it, take it down, dog.
Unless another comic is like,
Unless another comic sees
I
it
think
and
I
goes,
should be offended and other people
I
should.
am really offended. Okay, Do we want to talk about that? Do we want to talk about that whole thing? Or
I think we can talk about it in a way that's artful. Let's figure that out.
I mean, the thing is, we both had the same initial response when the comedian that they just had on Comedy Central. I'm gonna set it up for everybody that might not know. The comedian that had the joke about this rapper, XXX Tentacion.
Is that how you say his name?
I think.
That's not extension?
I thought it was. When I saw it, I was like, why does he have 3 X's in his name?
When I heard the clip, and I told you I was biased coming in.
Yeah.
I thought she said it like that to make it even funnier. Right?
She probably did. She's a comic.
He's a comedian.
So
right?
she had the joke about him, why he died.
How he died.
And how he died.
Yeah.
Right? The joke is XXX, do people still miss XXX? But she said it in an audience full of people that wouldn't
have
listen
no idea,
to him.
right? Yeah.
So, of course, that's gonna get not a laugh, but it's gonna get like a, huh?
Right.
Where are you going?
Where
with
is this going?
He died because he was killed.
He was
for
robbed
$50,000 cash.
for $50,000 cash.
He got $50,000
in his car.
In his car.
Yeah.
And he got robbed for that cash.
And he was shot to death.
And the joke is that that's a good commercial for Venmo.
An excellent commercial for Venmo. Yeah. Which is a great joke.
Which is a good joke.
It's
right?
a great joke.
And a comic took offense to it. And my initial thought when I first heard it was, yo, who is she to talk about him? Initially, right?
Legit? Because of her identity politic, like where she sat?
Right.
Like this is Extension black? I don't even know anything about the dude.
I think so. He's out of Miami.
Does that mean he's black?
I don't know. I'm thinking
Cubans are black.
I think but either way, my
Do
thought
Cubans
was
admit that they're black?
Who is this to? But then I said, it's a joke. She's making a joke. Now, I know what I thought initially, and I pulled myself back to be like, first of all, she can tell she's a comic. She's supposed to be able to tell a joke. My second thought was, I don't listen
But
to
okay.
XXX 10,000. I don't listen to his music, so I can't invest myself emotionally in this.
I don't invest myself
And
emotionally
I
in
think
any of it.
As a comic, you should be able to tell whatever joke you want to tell.
See, but the
That, to
wrong
me,
people hear that.
That's why I went into the comments. Because I was like, I know how I felt initially. I
Right.
guarantee you other people felt this way, but they didn't pull themselves back because they don't have the comic thing they don't believe in the whole comedians can say whatever they want thing. The comments were the comment that I saw.
I guarantee it was, who is this white bitch think she
No,
is?
I didn't see that one. I'm sure it was in there. I didn't see that one though. But the comment I saw was that dude, and he was like, "Take this down, Comedy Central, and this is offensive. This is disrespectful." And I don't know if James Davis is the comic.
So he's an Extension fan?
He
a triple X
I guess.
Extension?
I guess.
Tenacion?
Right. He's a comic. He had a show with Comedy Central. So they did it.
Of course he did.
So they did it.
Of course he. There's always
They
a nexus
pulled
to
it
the
down.
beef, to the angst
I
about
would
it.
never go to Comedy
Right.
Central and be like, take this bullshit. I just had a set.
How dare you?
Yeah, I had a 5 to 7 minute set. I can't be telling Comedy Central what to do.
No.
They took it down, but I think it was a lot more comments in there that agreed with him. That was like, yo, get rid of it. Get this.
So are
shot.
you more mad
So they
at James
pulled it down.
Davis or you mad at Comedy Central?
I'm not mad at either. That's what I'm saying. I don't have the. I'm really not that upset about either one. A lot of people are though, because I got into some discussions. I mentioned that my initial feeling about the joke was, whoa. And then my second thought was, funny joke. That's it. And I had 2 people, one of them you know.
Right.
I had 2 people come at me like, what you mean, whoa? What you talking about, whoa? Hold on, bruh. I know you hungry. I know you want to eat.
Right.
Don't come at me with that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not
here for it.
I agree with you.
Right.
I think it's fucked up that they took the joke down. And they were eating, bro. They were eating. They were trying to get at everybody. What you mean? What you trying to say? So what they do that thing where they one dude asked me, what side of the mic are you on?
Oh, get the fuck.
Like, is this? I was in the army, dog. Like,
it's like the blue wall of silence.
I mean, are we?
It's the nonsense.
Is this? Is it that? Is it like that?
The philosophy that
and I had to
rock
tell
with.
him I'm a comic in DC, and he liked that one. I was like, all right.
The philosophy that I've always rocked with is I've never been afraid to be wrong.
That's cool. That's what I'm saying.
Right? And I don't care about your opinion of me. Right? So it's like at the end of the day, everybody's gonna have their take.
Right.
Right? If my take this is what we've learned, particularly as like fathers. Mm-hmm. We might have learned wrong. We might be wrong.
We definitely learned wrong.
Right? So, but we as fathers, as men considered of other people outside of ourselves, take the step to say, let me do some research.
Right.
Let me look into this. Let me explore
figure it out.
I think this way.
Right.
And where that comes from.
Right.
And then see what what's the world saying?
Right.
Right. And then I can think about what I feel about what the world's saying.
Right.
And then I can take another look and be like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not that deep.
Well,
or I guess my initial take was a little bit off. Or at the end of the day, cool. I don't give a fuck, and this is how I feel.
If you don't have, I saw it from two different angles.
Yeah.
My black angle was, who is this white bitch?
Right. And then you learn that she's Islamic,
Egyptian, right? She's a Muslim. She's blacker than me, right?
Okay, so that's another.
She's Muslim.
This is another layered thing.
Right.
She's Egyptian, which means a bunch of different things.
Of course.
Largely, like when this is where like the black community is divided. Does Egyptian mean black? Right. So original people of Egypt were people of like Nubia, Kush, right? So these are really dark skinned people. And then these people immigrated to that area.
You're gonna learn today.
And butchered and moved out the people of
sounds about white.
Exactly. And then they claimed themselves the true Egyptian.
Okay.
And then those people also, were, people don't like to admit this, but the two dominant religions, Islam and Christianity, were dominant through force and violence. Mm-hmm. Right? So if you have this engine behind it and says this is who we are,
right,
under the threat of death, then you're going to operate a certain way.
Then
So this Egyptian woman could truly just be a white woman.
Right. But
or you know what I'm saying?
If we want to really be honest, she's Egyptian, which is cool. But the thing that really got it for me, she's a comic.
I don't think all comics are right, but I'm like this. But what I'm saying,
right? But what I'm saying is, the two tribes, are
comic, non-comic,
black, comic, non-comic, or black or white, or black or other, comic, non-comic, right? Mm-hmm. My first thought was a black.
Didn't say man, woman.
Was a black thought. I didn't because I don't think it has anything to do with it. Does it? It was a funny joke. It had nothing to do with man or woman.
I think.
Or does it?
I don't want to speak in defense of anyone, but if I'm thinking about James Davis saying, "I'm a black man. This black man got shot to death," and you tried to make a joke about it,
and you think that's
funny to you,
like
that, I can definitely resonate. That resonates with me deeply.
You think that's where he? Do you think that was a little bit of it?
I think it's impossible not to think that.
Interesting,
right? Like we are being murdered out here.
That's interesting.
Indiscriminately,
right?
And now this fodder for joke material.
Right.
Back to that, like what we were talking about with Halloween costumes. Like, a nigga really. Not a nigga, a white person, white male fuckboy, thought an interesting costume would be to wear a white T-shirt with a gunshot wound in its chest,
right,
holding a bag of Skittles,
right.
They thought that was hilarious for a Halloween costume.
I actually think it's kind of funny too.
Oh my god. So you and I like diametrically.
Okay.
I
wish there was a pie chart.
James Davis was like,
I wish there was a pie chart. Right. Right. That's what I'm saying. I wish there was a pie chart that was like, Dave Chappelle talked about this. Not to go back to who I'm copying.
Right.
No, I'm bullshit.
Right. But obviously
he
Chappelle
doesn't
clone,
joke
right?
about it. He doesn't joke about, I was mad at Kramer at first,
yeah, but looks like
but I
niggas
was
having a rough
like,
set, yeah.
"He's having a rough set. Go get him, Kramer." I'm a little more of a comic now than I am a black dude. Or I'm more with the free speech of it than I am with the complete and total, like, don't talk about our people like that.
I do feel that
maybe white girl
is a space in all of our hearts as comedians. I'm speaking, where we're like the barometer for like the agency behind it is it funny? If it's funny, that's green light.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. You can say what you want, but if
here's
it's
the
not
flip.
funny, and
Right.
because
Here's
jokes aren't always funny in development, the shit that pisses people like me and you off is how you gonna come at their shit in development.
Right. But here's the other thing. Even if it isn't funny,
Yeah.
to me, it's about the attempt to be funny.
Yes.
I'm cool with that too.
That's the Chappelle
To be
thing.
honest,
I get paid for the attempt.
I get paid for the attempt.
Yeah. Right.
That she attempted to be funny, and unfortunately, she was for a lot of people that didn't want her.
But here's the other
to
James
be-
Davis, and not to be in defense of James Davis again.
I don't. That
Was the audience what did the audience look like? Right?
we know what the audience looked
So
at.
if the audience is
We know what
white
the
people,
audience looked
if
at.
this is a
Right.
at face value, initial discretion, white woman
Right.
talking to a white audience, she's white facing, talking about a black person being murdered.
Yep.
That's the wrong bag. That's
Yep.
the wrong bag.
It could be looked at that way, but me being
the comedian.
me being a comic. So the
Oh, but I have a real issue
the
with
toss. So the black side first. Black side. My black side is usually the first thing because that's the emotion,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So my emotion was, who the fuck? And I know her.
Oh.
That's the other thing about it.
What is her name? Dina?
Dina.
Okay.
Dina Hashem.
Okay.
I met her. She did a show. She was downstairs. We were upstairs.
Like you're cool with her, or
We did-
like you met her?
No. I just know who she is.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, comics
And I
always say they
saw
know
her.
somebody.
Yeah. And then you really got you got to specify. I don't know her. No, I
Where-
don't.
yeah.
Yeah. We met once.
Next week it'll be like, your girl's out there.
Exactly.
Talking about niggas getting
Oh
shot
yeah,
to
that's
death.
right. Black. Yeah, I forgot.
Go save her, Tim. Save them white bitches, man.
Go get your girl, niggas. Go get your girl. I don't know her like
your
that,
cape
but
away,
you
Tim.
said you
Stop
knew her
saving
though.
them.
You said you knew her though.
Put your cape away,
Oh,
Tim.
name dropping ass nigga. So, like I said, the initial was, who is this maybe white girl talking shit? And then I had to go, oh, she's a comic.
But here's the side that I was fucking with always.
Now, you
as
said you
soon
didn't-
as I
what's
saw the name extension, my first reference point was Black Twitter, which talked about how this dude like raped and like beat up
Yep.
black women.
Yep.
And so automatically I was like, I could give a fuck.
Right.
Right? Like,
So
hey,
there's the other side of it.
Sometimes when you beat up black women and rape them,
yo,
the other shoe falls.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ooh. So
Right.
then it's like,
I don't know the specifics of that, but I do. What I thought was, black dude, don't do that joke, white girl.
yeah,
Comic, have at it.
right.
Right.
But see, that's the game
And
of
of
identity
course, comic
politics.
won.
That's the
But
whole game.
I saw the other stuff about him being
Trash.
being a piece of shit
Yeah.
and beating his girlfriend while she was pregnant and all that stuff. Hey,
That's
That-
like
I didn't even know that
rule-
side.
That's like my rule of like
Hey.
how liberal I think I am
right.
until.
Yeah.
So it's like I think I'm hyper progressive. Yes, you should shut down all the prisons. They're not about rehabilitation. You know, people are sentenced to slavery to build microchips and sew panty liners and, you know, do farming,
Right.
you know, under the threat of violence by the white oppressor. The death penalty should be eradicated, right? Like the whole liberal agenda.
Right.
And then they'll say something like, this person raped children. And I'll be like, yo, you know what they should do is like get a wrench and pull off their nails
Yeah,
one
yeah.
by one.
One by one, dog.
And then let them be shot by
Right.
each of the children that they were
the kid's parents
assaulted.
The kid's mom,
and then they should be set on fire and hung up in public so people can
see
sign
not to
that says this person raped these babies.
You're right.
So
people can.
We got to kill, destroy, and punish.
Anybody that's thinking about raping babies, they can see that.
That's my line.
Go,
I become a conservative Republican instantly.
But we all have that line, so it depends on your line.
So
if
James Davis' trigger was black men.
Maybe you'd have to talk to him, but he said disrespectful. He said I can't. It's not there anymore. It was on their Instagram.
Disrespectful from a black lens, I think. And not speaking for James Davis again, but I think disrespectful is this person died. A man died.
Right.
How you just gonna talk shit about a man that died?
Right.
In such a violent way.
And so yeah.
Right.
In such a violent
you white bitch.
Right. Right. In such a violent and
quote unquote tragic way.
Tragic / typical way. Like typical of black.
Is that okay?
Black dude.
Oh, black death.
Of black rapper way.
Yeah.
Black rapper shot. So
I thought black rappers are dying from health diseases now.
They are.
We're all dying from
not the young
hypertension and blood related.
The little one just died.
Digestive tract.
Lil Xan just died of like drug overdose. They died of drug overdoses too.
No, I'm talking about our hip hop, not.
Oh, they dying of old age and shit.
No, we're like Prodigy and like Heavy D and like cats are really dying from endocrine related like issues. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have just not ate that, drank all that and put that like leaf down and you'd have been fine.
Yeah, probably.
But that
you didn't get
stuff,
shot. You didn't,
You just died from living the hip hop life.
Yep.
The rapper life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I kind of feel like what we're really aiming at is this lens of what is free speech. Oh yeah, the kids. Hey, this is gonna be a kids podcast with me every time.
Oh, it could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse.
You know what? I'll put.
You should put a snippet right
put that
here
one on Patreon.
of like.
I'll put that episode on Patreon, and I'll show you the last episode.
Right. The initial attempt at recording.
All the audio is
with
on
children
Patreon.
this age.
Yeah.
I think we want to protect free speech truly, but we're not aware of what that means. Free speech is more than you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's the law allows you to say whatever you want, but there will be repercussions, right? And the repercussions are something largely you have to face. I'm not prohibiting you from speaking your mind, but like my grandmother said,
right?
Don't let your mouth write checks that your ass can't cash.
So,
and that's what Dina is facing, and that's where James Davis's lens is. Not to speak for the brother, but bitch, you just can't be out here talking about niggas getting shot to death
in a white
white people,
a white facing crowd
with money. You know what kind of discretionary income you have to go see live entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, come on, yo. And you have to buy 2 drinks.
At the Comedy Cellar, too.
Nigga, that's a night out. And you have to get to the city.
You know how much that night is? That's about $150 night.
For 2 people?
For 2 people. Right.
That's money.
Yeah.
Yeah, niggas don't do that.
Ain't no black people.
Unless it's Sinbad. They'll pay $80 a ticket to see Sinbad.
Yeah. They're not going to see, no offense, they're not going to see Dina Hashem.
Who?
Black people.
Who?
Exactly.
Who?
You're right.
What's her name? The white girl?
The white girl. What's her name? The white girl? I don't know, man. I ain't.
She Muslim?
I ain't got. How much is
So
it?
she black, and this is where black people are like, she black?
She black?
Because Muslim is black. Nation of Islam.
Well,
like
if you see her,
no. It's just this little subset
yeah,
of Muslims.
She's very. Hey, but like I said,
you know what I said?
They took it down. They took it down, and I don't know what happens now, but I know that I'm sure Twitter is just crazy.
I think that James Davis could have gone to Dina.
Out there. They put her mom's information out there too.
So like that's where like Rebecca and the rest of them jumped crazy.
That's where it got. That's where it got.
Because I don't even listen to me. This is Russ Green, 100% Russ Green talking, right?
Right.
When white people are complaining, I don't even care.
Right.
I do not care.
Hilarious.
But if a black person says something about said issue,
then
and I'll be like,
"You ready?"
So maybe I should investigate this.
You believe it then?
It's not believe it, but I like pay attention. I'm like, so what is it that happened? And the nigga was like, this nigga that when I first started doing mics, I would shoot up to New York to do mics. And I met him. Black people were always been minority in most spaces we occupy. And it's like another brother. So I was like, what's up? He was funny. I was funny.
Right.
So, instant kinship. So he's like, man, I think it's some fuck shit for, another comic to come at another comic's pockets, but even more fucked up that you would put this person's personal information out there.
Yep.
We're already being attacked. You don't know how, like, this shit is real fragile. All of this shit that we're doing. You know what I'm saying? You can be followed home. This is a woman. Yep. You got her mom shit out there. Like, you're not even, you don't want justice.
Nope.
You want harm to come this woman's way.
You want
her to hurt and suffer.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like,
that's that high.
I feel like comics, particularly, this community is so small. You could have been like, hey, yo, Dina.
Yeah.
I think we did a show before. Or we might not. We don't really know each other like that. But, have you thought about, like, the fact that brothers are getting shot to death?
Right.
And you're talking to white people about this and they think it's funny. And maybe that's harmful and hurtful.
Right.
He could have done that.
Right.
But he went expressly
to
Comedy Central.
Well.
And it was like, that's what, okay. So this is where we are now.
So she don't, culture, go ahead.
Is when white people do fuck shit, your livelihood is at stake. Right? Like, oh, bitch, you want to call Michelle Obama an ape?
Right.
What's your work address?
Right.
What's your employer's name? What's your LinkedIn profile?
You losing all that.
You're done.
You're losing all that. You're done working.
That was fun for you.
Cool.
Good night.
No more money.
Now go say all the fuck shit you want to.
Right. You can say it all you want to now.
But that's where I'm sitting.
And then they
like
go work.
Go
work at Fox News.
Free speech does not protect you from losing your job.
No.
Right. So it's like everybody. Like a lot of what I like to do now is sit in a space where I wonder if both people could be right. Both parties could be right. And what that looks like. It's like that image you see when like one person stand on this side, another person stand on that side. One person sees a 6, the other person sees a 9. They're both right. It's just their angle.
Right.
Right. And so it's like, can I hear both sides and still make up my mind? Right? Do I have to decide? Like, I don't have to be the arbiter for
this. Bro, that's never gonna happen again. That is.
I don't do that.
Sensible way.
I don't do that
to look at it. And that's never gonna happen again.
Well,
you're either, and you don't have to be. I got into arguments with people because I didn't agree with them the way that they wanted me to.
Like implicitly, like right away.
Right.
Yeah.
At 100%.
Yeah.
I agreed at about 70%, and people were like, "What you mean, fam?
Tim, aren't you filling all of these bubbles? It's the Venn diagram thing. We're like, well, you're black and you're comedian,
right?
And you're male and you're this and that. So we should have the same opinions and thoughts.
Like I said, I agree with you. 70%. 70%. There's another 30 that I'm like,
Right.
Some shit could have been different.
Right.
On both sides. So it ain't absolute, bruh. There's a gray area. So some part of it is right on one side. Some part of it is right on the other side. It could have been handled differently on both sides. I know I sound like Trump right now.
Funny. Is the joke
That's the main. That's
and
why I'm 70.
Largely.
That's why I'm 70.
The punchline.
It is funny.
The punchline is, it's a great commercial for
Venmo.
That's a brilliant joke. It's hilarious.
It's a funny ass joke. That's why I'm 70.
Right.
Because if the joke was trash,
right,
then I would be like, bitch, you said all that for this,
right?
But I would still be at 60 then.
Yeah, it was a joke. She made the shot.
70,
she tried to shoot.
70 is because it's funny.
Right.
60, 50 is if it wasn't funny. And I'm like, you did all this bull. Now you're going to get canceled in the black community, which honestly, is that for her? Do you really think like
it's not going to stop her
yo,
pockets.
I'm going to see that.
Her pockets aren't going to be fucked up at all.
She's
still a writer for TV, right?
I don't know if she writes. Does she write for TV?
I think someone said that she wrote for TV. Or she is currently writing for TV.
On the thing on Instagram, when I read James Davis's thing, and then he posted 2 things. Like, this was disrespectful. It's fucked up. Comedy Central, take this shit down. Right under that, I didn't reply to him, but I wrote, this is going to make her famous. And they deleted it. And I'm like, is it not?
Dude.
With the people that she's already...
Little controversy?
Bruh. You pissed off all of these black people.
You just gave me the jet fuel. You know what I'm saying?
Come with us. We will help you.
We couldn't spell your name on the street, but now,
yo,
you know what I'm saying?
She gonna get a Comedy Central
We put
special,
your face
bro.
on posters, and no one knew who
Yo.
you were. But now you're a nationally touring headlining comedian.
Yep. And she was already touring, kind of. So it's going down now.
She's like, thank you, James Davis.
James Davis was like, I got you.
That's the other side I sit in. This is the hotep space I like to occupy. Conspiracy theorist. So James Davis is like,
I don't
you know
fuck
what,
with
Dana? I really fuck with you. So
Look,
here's what we're gonna do.
hey,
I'm gonna
look.
gash you with this controversy, right?
What's a joke that you got that is
She pulls out like
offensive?
6 jokes of black people
He
getting
was
killed.
like, no,
He said
Tupac
cars-
is dead.
Carjackings is so 80s.
Carjackings, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Triple X. Do that shit.
That shit, that nigga was just in the papers.
Do that shit.
He was
nigga.
all over Black Twitter for killing black women.
All over, right? If she had a joke about ASAP Rocky being locked up in Sweden,
Oh, she'd be a superstar right now.
she'd be and ASAP Ferg would come out. Who is this bitch talking shit about?
ASAP Mob, yeah.
ASAP, right? Do you guys miss ASAP Yams? Like she,
Right.
yo.
It's such a reality though, man. Like there's so much envy in this game,
What is
dog.
happening? Oh, it's getting ready to.
Thank God it's gonna rain.
Really?
These streets need to cool off,
I
man.
gotta go out of here. For it.
Hold on. You should read the alert, dog. Did you get an alert?
I think so.
Because we're high on the hill,
Uh-huh.
so we get the brunt force of the storms.
Yeah, but
It lasts for like 20 minutes, then it's done.
we'll be done.
But
soon.
like a month ago, we had a tornado come through. We often have tornadoes come through, and it blew 4 trees down. Just fell on this dude's brand new Camry. It was really jacked up.
Let me do a whatchamacall right quick. Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Tim Miller. Welcome to Read the Room. I got my boy Russ Green here with me, and that's an intro.
Do it again.
Really?
Same thing, but do it again.
Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Tim Miller. Welcome to Read the Room. I got my man Russ Green with me. We're not gonna do the goofy handshake like we ain't been sitting here
I'm not
talking.
gonna be like Russ Green.
Yeah.
None of that silly shit is
No,
happening.
no.
Yeah.
We don't do it.
Why would
so
we do
weird.
that?
Why? I don't get why they do.
We already know each
What's
other.
up, boy?
Yeah,
like
right.
we.
Dog,
just
I'm so
met.
happy to be here, son. You don't know how long
Yeah.
I'm waiting on the podcast,
Yeah,
dog.
I've been listening to your show, man. I'm just such a fan.
So
of
proud of what you're doing out here.
Yeah.
brother. Like every time I see this joint pop up in the feeds, I'll be like, oh, that's my nigga.
I click so fast, brother. But
I was waiting for you to ask me to do this.
yeah.
Hit it with the thank you for the opportunity, brother. You know there's not a lot out here
Yeah.
for us. So you know what I'm saying, just to have this opportunity and platform to be able to talk about the shit.
Have you been watching
Here it is.
Talib Kweli's
Twitter
shit, I
feed.
got whatchamacall my
Are your windows open?
they are. They're
Go
down a
ahead,
little
run
bit.
quick. Yeah, quick. Because the storm's coming in 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah. make it.
Yeah. Not bad.
It's coming, dog. I mean, it hits us hard. Like the hail comes, it blows people's roofs. Like the little tiles come off people's roofs. We get all that wind. It's not like we're in like a valley. Nothing protects us from the storm.
Damn, this whole thing changed.
Well, I turned all the lights on. You want me to turn them back off?
No, it's cool.
I didn't think it made sense for us to be sitting in the dark.
Yeah, it just got. I don't know how much of this video I'm gonna use though. I can fix it. Need be.
This is good though.
Definitely. Because we just flew anyway.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what else. I think that's it.
We can always talk about Shoe Shine Man at any time.
Yeah.
And the other
That's
joint-
why I picked that
What was
too.
the other joint? Shoe Shine.
I had a
Man?
couple things. Aisha Curry hate.
That's it. There's always gonna be a black woman being hated on.
I
by
think
black
so,
people.
too.
So we can talk about that later too.
And black dudes driving old police cars. Have you noticed that?
Caprice Classics, dog. It's DC.
Caprice, Crown Vics.
Yeah, nigga,
that's literally what
that's what
literally
we
what
do.
I wrote. Crown Vic and Caprice Classic.
Because it legitimately is emblematic of power. And
Interesting.
control.
But they don't change the paint job.
No, in DC
Some of
they
them
do.
don't.
Yeah, in DC we do.
A lot of
But a
times
lot of times in DC you'll see niggas with
they'll have
the floodlight,
mm-hmm.
like the actual police floodlight. Like
Yeah.
again, yeah.
It's like they got it from the auction or something.
That's exactly why they got it. Police
Yeah.
auction.
Mm-hmm.
That's where most.
That's crazy.
Back in my day, it was what they call it, the GS bubble with the the Lexus GS 300 was the shit.
Really?
Like 93 to 96, nigga. I wanted that car so bad because
I want a Caprice Classic.
I did for the big body Caprice Classic, like the steel one.
Yep.
There's that, but niggas here had the early 90s joint, the bubble rounded one.
I hated those.
But that's the ones that was rocking here.
Ugh.
But everybody wanted that GS 300. I can't remember what. I think it was the Jay-Z's video.
I gotta look it up. GS 300. Which one? What does it look like?
96. It was like a 96, 97. Like everybody wanted it. It looks like the Camrys look now. The new Camry that they just dropped, the one that's vicious with like the 4 exhaust in the back and the the Camry right now is sexy as fuck.
The Camry always was one. My mom had a Camry like in '93.
Oh, here's the opportunity to put Buffy on.
Buffy.
She's coming in
Buffy the bunny.
to get all her attention. Tim's gonna sell you guys on getting a bunny like I was sold by Ashanti.
Can I pick her up?
Yeah, she doesn't like it.
No,
Bunnies don't like to be picked up.
I'm not gonna pick her up there. If you picked her up and showed her,
She don't like it. I can pick her up, but she doesn't like it. She just likes to be cuddled like this and fondled. You can like stroke her ears. She's very friendly. See, now she's licking my finger to death. And they purr
yeah, like a cat.
and they oink.
What?
Yeah, they oink. They have a little oinking sound.
Oh, I can put my phone down.
It's hilarious.
Bunnies oink? Really?
They oink, they chirp, they make different noises. It's really weird, yeah.
Like birds?
It's like a chirping sound that they make.
You can do a video of
Watch, you're gonna get your daughter a bunny. I'm telling you, dog.
Lick the
Like,
bunny.
"Oh, daddy." First of all, your daughter is adorable.
Thank you, man. She's
Oh, Tim.
she loves.
What is with black
So she-
daddies, comics in DC, and having daughters? We all have daughters.
We all got daughters
all of us.
because we ain't shit.
Oh, I hate this. I hate that.
You don't like that stereotype?
It's so trash.
It is,
Like-
but it's true
Like
though.
you're being punished
Yeah, with a daughter.
with a daughter.
Yeah,
That's the most
Isn't that
fucked
crazy?
up thing to say
I wonder
ever.
if somebody may have a joke about that.
Because like legit, daughters are so awesome.
They
dog.
are, and they'll take care of you forever.
You know why the daughters are good?
Maybe it's
Real rap.
maybe it's an insecure thing.
Of course, it comes
Meaning-
from insecurity. It comes from fear. Insecurity is based in fear.
Yeah, of course, but insecure meaning you weren't taking care of. You were shitty to a lot of women.
Or
Theref-
you observe
therefore-
women being treated poorly and you did nothing about it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Therefore, you are going to have to take care of this woman.
Got that tone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then if you do it correctly, she'll take. It's another chance. If you do it correctly, she'll take care of you in the end.
Was that
You get another chance.
other meme that Karma's the most patient gangster ever? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I think it's fucked up to say that about daughters. I think
If you think about it that way, yeah, definitely.
I think daughters
You a hoe, so you gonna
You know
get
what?
stuck with a daughter.
I've been dealing with this thought for a little bit.
They do that with women too.
Daughters are the one woman you truly love.
Interesting.
Like you would kill for her, yo.
Interesting.
You would die for her, yo.
Mm-hmm.
She could never really like have you be like, fuck her.
No.
Ever. Like, and they're the
That's
one
cold.
woman that really see you.
That's a cold.
Like they look in you and they be like, Daddy, this is who you really are.
Daddy.
And you need to do better than this. 'Cause
Daddy.
I'm like,
I love you.
nothing hurts
I
more than
need
your
you to
daughter
be-
feeling like I'm
Yeah.
disappointed in you. Or you
I
hurt
haven't
my
had that yet.
feelings.
Yeah.
Or like, why did you do this?
Daddy, that hurt.
It scared
Something
me.
like that. Daddy, don't do that.
Yeah, I don't like when you do that.
Yes.
And
It
you be
bothers
like,
me when
man,
she
my
tells
daughter
me
hit
that.
me because whenever I usually go out 2 nights a week to perform, and then I'll go out more if I'm like preparing for a showcase or something.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So last week I was out 2 nights. Week before I was out my 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
Week before I was out my 2 nights. My
Damn.
daughter goes, Daddy, I woke up and
It's your daughter right now.
You weren't home.
Oof.
Where were you? No, I just had the same conversation with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't give a fuck.
Right.
I was out, bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was
Mhm.
out living. You know
Yep.
what I do?
Mm-hmm.
When she said it, I was like,
I was
I was not with you.
telling jokes.
I was not
to
with you.
strangers, honey.
I was not there to protect you and make you feel safe.
Daddy, anything could have
Warm.
happened while you were gone.
Could have brought you that cookie you wanted. That 8th glass of water you needed before
Yep.
bedtime.
Mm-hmm. I'm thirsty.
Tuck
No,
you
you
in.
ain't.
I wasn't there to pick you up and swallow you in my arms and carry you to bed like all daddies love to do. That's our favorite thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, she's on the couch.
When they ready to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not when you're trying to get them to go to sleep, because that's hell.
My wife has been playing into our marriage counselor since 2016.
Oh boy.
This nigga always is out in the streets.
Mm.
You know, it didn't matter if I went out one night that month.
Probably gonna have to cut this. You have to cut this part out.
But it's just like, I'm just saying ultimately,
Mm-hmm.
the daughter is the one woman you truly love. The one lady you really want
Interesting.
to be happy with you at all
I
times.
think it's a different kind of love.
It's the purest form of love because you don't want anything from them. You just want them to be happy and safe and warm and provided for, and for everyone to like constantly be vested in their best interest.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want nothing from them.
No.
Nothing, dog. You might want them to like, you know what I love always is when they hug you around your neck. God damn, that's the best feeling ever, dog.
Mm-hmm.
You be like when their little fingers clasp behind your
Right.
neck. You be like, oh, this is all I need, yo.
Mm-hmm.
All right, daddy's going out there to work again, be back in the slave fields. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So my baby can be happy.
Daddy, what are you doing? Hey. Too rough. Sorry. I'm petting the bunny. So I've never petted a bunny before. So.
This your first time?
First time petting a bunny.
So what
She
she
jumped.
did there, she rubbed her chin on your toe.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they feel things out.
Hmm.
And if they like it, she'll come back in.
Like this nigga need a pedicure.
Yeah, this is rapping.
Yeah.
Clearly we're
You can
like-
tell. Well, thank you, Russ. Appreciate you, man. Where can people find you at?
Everywhere at Russ_jokes
Mm-hmm.
on all socials. Please come see me whenever I'm out. I put all my stuff on IG. That's where I'm most active, I think,
Me too.
is IG.
IG. 10 Miller
Because it's
Comedy.
the best, like it's the purest form of what social media is.
It is.
Like it's just an image.
And it's not none
And
of
the
this
comment.
arguing. It's not
Yeah.
back and forth arguments with strangers.
It's like, do you like instantly what
Yeah.
you're seeing?
Right.
And if you do,
Yes or no?
like.
Yeah.
And if you want to see more,
Right.
here's where my videos are.
Right.
And this is the link. You can find all my shit.
Mm-hmm. And you can follow me, and you'll see I'll do more stuff like this. Then
Right.
you'll like it.
Right.
Maybe.
And if you like that and you like me,
Right.
support me. Buy my
Support
shit.
it. Yeah. Not like Facebook, where you
Here's a story of when I was 6
You know-
and molested by 3 men.
there's a lot of shit going on out there that you don't know about. Are you happy? Well, we're gonna change that.
So, did you know?
Yeah. Brother, did you know? I used to do a thing. I try to do a thing about that. It's like,
The thing that I hate the most is when niggas
did
are
you
like,
know?
niggas are like, you black sheep ass niggas don't know nothing about shit, and that's why y'all can't never win life. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all ain't shit and y'all don't read books. It's
Who
like,
says
nigga.
that?
Oh, The ones that think they're woke and militant, but they're also self-hating.
Yeah.
Or like, I barely made it myself, but because I'm here now and I've arrived.
Right.
I get to shit on all y'all.
It's time
me.
for y'all to the Cosbys. You mean?
Not even Cosby's. They're not there yet.
Why did he do that though?
Control.
Why did he
control? At the end of the day, that's the same theme. He wanted to control women with the drugs and the raping. Mm-hmm. He wanted to control Eddie.
Mm-hmm. Or Eddie or black comedians, you mean? You think?
Control, period. I want to control people.
Eddie and Rich. What did Richard Pryor say about Cosby?
What special was that where someone talks about what Cosby? No, it was Eddie's special where Pryor was saying, "Fuck him, man."
Yeah, Eddie.
He said the check cleared. That was
he
a joke.
just said that. He said that on Comedians in Cars. Like, he didn't do that to anybody else. He just did it to me.
Control.
Yeah, he wanted to control because he knew how big Eddie could be. Maybe.
I told you just what my therapist said, man. Like, no emotionally healthy person seeks to control other people, and that's what that is. He was insecure. He was fearful of his position being challenged. He thought himself the premier and therefore the authority. That's a sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
And money. For like, who says it? Someone said it the best. It might have been Patrice. He was like, man, Bill Cosby is from the hood in Philly. Like
the hood.
Like
the hood.
The hood, nigga. Like he came up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think there wasn't people who didn't know what he was doing? Damn. Like,
it's crazy.
It's a machine. Like, okay, so I've been dealing with this. Like,
it's a machine.
It is a machine. Like, okay, sex
it's
trafficking.
It's like R. Kelly.
Exactly.
Same thing.
Nigga. Like, are we gonna take down Ron Isley too? Are we taking down everybody that's associated with this? How many albums did they songs, singles, records, nigga?
This is
all
Mr.
the handlers,
Big.
all the people that like escorted them young girls into the den with R. Kelly.
R. Kelly didn't go out and get them.
That are like, hey nigga, I know you've been kicking it with R. Kelly at McDonald's and he's been bringing y'all puppies. Like, keep fucking with him. Like, everybody in this machine, the police officers that run security for R. Kelly. How many people are gonna fall, yo?
Yep.
Because that's what the culture really is. That's when people talk about where we are, what rape culture is, what the oppression of young girls is, sexually and physically and otherwise, what it means to seek dominion and power over others, dog. You have to dismantle the whole shit.
Yeah.
And I think where a lot of niggas operate is like, how come all these other niggas aren't suffering? You know what I'm saying? Listen, you're upset because the face of this violence that is being targeted and is being punished summarily is black and therefore looks like you. And you're tired of people that look like you being punished.
Right.
That's what you're really saying.
So you're not doing anything about it, or you're upset when other people that look like you are saying, hey, you know that this person is like they're fucking up.
But it's not. It's even
and
beyond
you go,
fucking up.
He ain't. You leave him alone.
No, it's literally like you are such a
deviant.
No, it's just like you are evil. Such a man. Like, where you're so only focused about yourself and your masculinity and your manhood that you are willing to ignore how much women have suffered, how much these children are suffering and are being punished and tortured and abused because your idea of black manhood is so important to you. And that's bullshit.
He did the same thing to Oprah. He brought her down when I think when she was doing something and he was there and he saw her and he pulled her to the side and said, why you look like that? Why you got all that makeup on?
Cosby?
Yep.
Hey, man.
That's the story she told.
This is the first for me, but fuck Bill Cosby then. Like, I've never said that before.
So same thing with Murphy, same thing with Oprah. Super powerful black people.
Listen.
I wonder what he would have said to Barack Obama had he been the authority. Because he lost his authority title when
he talked shit about niggas at Temple.
Before Barack Obama came into prominence.
Yeah, because he was talking shit to niggas at Temple. Like, pull up your pants, black people.
He lost a lot of, you know,
a lot of what we've done in our generation is try to take down the would-be elder statesmen, the traditionalists,
the ones that were
the ones that said
big authorities in the 80s and 90s are.
What we're doing is saying,
hey guys,
just
we
because
got
you're a
it from here.
celebrity,
right,
does not in any way establish you as an authority.
Right.
You're just a person who got lucky.
Yeah.
Sure, you worked hard. A lot of people work hard.
Right.
It's like when Michelle Obama says in her book, Becoming, she's like, I'm not exceptional. I grew up in the south side of Chicago. I went to Whitney Young, and there were a lot of women that look like black women that look like me, and were smarter than me, and worked hard as well. We've just been ignored for this long, and now you get to see me center stage with a spotlight,
right?
And now my light is so bright you can see others. That's why her, arenas are selling out in moments.
Yeah.
Like I've announced these $250 tickets. Michelle Obama, I was really trying to come see you, but $250 out of my children's mouths is a lot. So you know what I'm saying, I wasn't there, but everybody that I knew that was a black woman was there.
That could afford
fitted out. Even if they couldn't afford it, they were finding a way.
Yeah.
I think she released like half price tickets for like 15 seconds and those sold out right away. It's like her, Beyonce, Oprah are the triumvirate of black women you cannot talk shit about. They're off limits.
And if you do, it's just straight up, what you jealous of?
That's it.
What you I mean,
no, it's not even jealous. It's like, well, now you're.
What's wrong with you?
And now your watch has ended.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, it's time for you to.
You're done here.
You gotta go.
Yeah. That's a good rap.
Yeah, I think so too. Hey, listen, man. Thank you for listening to the podcast. And remember that I'm trying to do a saying at the end.
Why, Doc? Stop.
I don't know why.
Don't do that, Doc.
I'll do it.
It's
I'll
enough
do it
to
on
be
the
like
other
that's
thing.
enough.
I'll
Holler
do it
back at me. I see y'all. Whenever the fuck.
See y'all next time.
Yeah. No, come on. Now you sound
see y'all
like
next time
urban
on
radio,
Read
dog.
the Room, brother.
Don't do that. No, yo.
All the way. I'm going all the way. I'm put some gospel music in this.
Dog, that's hilarious.
No, we used to when I was at church, we used to have a radio show that the pastor would do before church.
Yeah.
And that was the theme music to the radio show. All the way. I'm going all the way.
Hey, shout out to Waco, Texas, man.
Pentecostal Cathedral of Faith. COGIC. Thank y'all for listening.